In the lightweight division at UFC 305. Oh, baby. You got Mateusz Gamrot taking on Dan Hooker. This is the best division in the UFC. Obviously, lightweight division. Every fight is important. And this one is no different. Mateusz Gamrot, 24-2. That's ridiculous. Dan Hooker, 23-12. Gamrot's a slight favorite. Well, 2-1 favorite in this fight. Let's see if it holds up. Dan Hooker, 2 inches taller at 6 feet. He's 34. Gamrot, 33. Seems like Gamrot's younger, but he's not. Dan Hooker has a 4-inch reach advantage. He's a switch stance fighter. Gamrot fights southpaw or left-handed. Hooker more active, 5.1 significant strikes per minute to 3.1 for Gamrot. But the takedown game is completely the opposite. Gamrot lands nearly 2 takedowns per round. Dan Hooker, he wants to keep the fight standing where he's got an advantage. Plus, Gamrot's got a 90% takedown defense, so forget about it. Now, the Gamer is coming off wins against RDA, Rafael dos Anjos, by decision. Took him down 11 times, and that's hard to believe. KO'd Rafael Fiziev and won a split decision over Jalen Turner. That's how good Jalen Turner, a.k.a. the Tarantula, is. Gamrot did lose to Beneil Dariush. That was at a time in 2022 when Dariush was on the rise. But since then, he's won 3 in a row. Dan Hooker, a.k.a. the Hangman, 80% takedown defense. He's going to need every bit of that in this fight. He, too, beat Jalen Turner by split decision. That's probably why they're booking this fight. For that, he beat Claudio Puelles. He did lose to Arnold Allen by KO in a featherweight division fight. So here's the deal. You got a striker versus a takedown specialist in Mateusz Gamrot, right? So then you look at the striker's takedown defense. Dan Hooker, very good, right? But the odds makers are right on this one. They have it for Gamrot because of what he did against RDA. You look at RDA's history and you're like, how did he get taken down 11 times by Gamrot? I mean, it's just relentless. And Gamrot's found a way to win fights this way. It may not be pretty. It may not always be a KO, but he learned his lesson against Beneil Dariush, right? He learned his lesson. He did have 4 takedowns in that fight, but he got outstruck. So he's like, you know what? 4 takedowns isn't enough. I need 11, right? Or 6, like he did against Arman Tsarukyan. So that's the key to victory. He will do that in this fight. He will take down Dan Hooker at will. Forget the 80% takedown defense because Gamrot's going to keep coming. I like him to win this fight by decision, possible submission, but I'm not so sure on that. I believe it's more likely to go to a decision for Gamrot here, in my opinion. He'll move to 25-2 with the victory. Lightweight division, UFC 305.